On today's video, we're going to go over the patch notes for update 28 coming out next week. It's been a couple of days since it came out. I wanted to get my thoughts around this very important, crucial update coming into Rise of Kingdoms on the 10th. There's a lot of unwritten things in this patch notes that I'm going to mention in this video that is worth your time. Now, we're not only going to read through this, but also talk about the things that aren't in here and interpret a few things that I think you should hear at least an opinion on that is a bit different. So if you guys feel like hearing what I think about the patch notes as well as hearing what's not in the patch notes that's super crucial, sit back, enjoy the video, slap a like on it if you enjoyed, found it helpful, informative, whatever not, and Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today, update 28 patch notes came out. Well, not today, 2 days ago-ish. I waited up until we got the Facebook post. I like to show you the screenshots of things. There's also information in the screenshots that's usually like kind of like a spoiler coming up. So I dig watching the patch notes in here rather than doing like the in-game message video. Let's go through this very briefly, read through everything, and give you guys a couple tips and advice along the way. Blah, 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 'tis season to be jolly. On the 10th, at 6 a.m. UTC for 3 hours, you'll get 300 gems in return. Woohoo. Number 1, new Christmas event. 'Tis the season to be jolly. This will go live within 2 weeks after the update. We have a couple of events coming up into Rise of Kingdoms that are seasonal events. Preparing for the Christmas Eve, gather resources, defeat barbarians, and to receive sweet Christmas event rewards. Oh, Christmas tree, decorate your Christmas tree to get amazing individual rewards. Sharp eyes and quick hands, collect puzzle pieces. Just who is the fastest governor of this land to solve a puzzle that sometimes bugs out and it's not really fast. But anyway, Christmas wishes, send gifts, spread the love, I guess, happiness, whatever. And brazen thieves, defeat the thieves and reclaim the stolen presents. So here's the deal. 2 screenshots, very important. First and foremost, we have Oh Christmas Tree telling us that the Christmas holiday event is an individual holiday event. It's not an alliance-based reward event, which means you are going to have to grind to get to level 25. Now, fear not. If you click on the video showing up right there on the top right corner next to the eye, or on the eye, you have the best way to get to level 25 for free. Easiest way to get it done. Free-to-play players, low spenders, big spenders. Everybody can do this strategy and pretty much get to level 25 quite comfortably. You only have to play the game a little bit more than you usually do, or if you grind the game, usually perfect. What's important to notice is that during this video, I mentioned about level 1 resource nodes. This applies to every single type of resource node and levels. All you gotta make sure is that you're sending troop load between 127,000 to 150. That's the sweet spot that I've found to get these items. And of course, I recommend gathering wood and food as those are the fastest ones to gather. Is it worth spending your 7,000 gems on the rewards? Usually, yes. How can you know for sure? Don't spend them until the very end, because you can keep unlocking levels as much as you want, and whenever you choose to spend it, all the rewards will be given to you. So you don't have to spend instantly. You can just wait till you get to level whatever and choose whether or not you want to spend the 7,000 gems. If you complete all 25 levels, you'll probably end up getting about, I think it's 55 or 6,500 gems back. I feel like it's 5,500, and so in terms of gem tiles, so really those 7,000 gems will translate into 1,500 gems for a ton of rewards, including the permanent skin, a lot of legendary commander sculptures, and much more. One thing to notice is I'm seeing an Osiris League thing in here. Now, I'm not saying that this screenshot is reflective of the truth, right? Because it's a developer server, so they could put any event they want. But if by any chance this is like something that we're gonna see in a life cycle of the server coming up, where we'll see either Sorority's Crisis, Silk Road Adventures, or even both, while display fireworks, which seems like a New Year's event, but still, this is an interesting one. I wonder if we'll see Osiris League Season 2 before 2020, at least being announced. The other screenshot that's pretty relevant is this one right here, Christmas Wishes, where you can, good friends and good cheers, send gifts. Not the craziest event. Hopefully we'll get a gift or two. We'll see. We're definitely gonna share some love and send some of these out. One thing though, Lilith, for the love of God, what kind of Photoshop is this? My guys, come on, man, you guys can do a better job than that, I'm sure. Whatever. Is doing the Christmas event worth it? Yes. Will there be seasonal packs for Christmas? Yes. Will there be a recharge event happening at the same time? Probably. Is it worth buying them? Most likely, yes. Last year, Christmas packs were better than New Year's packs. Some people bought both and regretted it. Some people did not buy Christmas hoping to go for New Year's. Regretted that too. If you're going to buy packs, especially seasonal packs, the types of packs that you want to buy are usually the ones that also include like the ornaments or the items that you need to level up. That way you're also progressing through levels while getting all the goodies which become part of the pack, which are very much worth it. With the New Year's event will come up a week after the Christmas event. Light up the night, collect fireworks to celebrate the new year. Firework display, set up fireworks to win great rewards. The rewards weren't that great last time around. They were okay. I think that this time around, to an extent, I really want to save the fireworks because the animation they do is super cool. But really, I think what we'll do is we're going to save all of our fireworks, and on stream we'll just ignite them all and have a fun time looking at the madness that it's going to be. Bankrupt the boutique and the mysterious merchant, offering insane deals, and the more you buy, the better deals you'll receive. The way this event works is every row on the merchant will have that has 4 items. When you buy one of these items, one of the 3 remaining items will drop by 10% unless they're on 90%. 90% is the max discount. Honestly, I'm not going to go into this event more than this. All I can tell you is don't switch your spending habits for this event unless you end up taking one of these items that requires resources like the gathering boosts. And as a return to that, you end up getting a nice little talent reset for 70, 80, maybe 90% discount. If that's the case, definitely worth picking it up. Some of the items that I'd keep my eye on for this event would be a 50% army expansion, a 24-hour shield, gold stars perhaps if that's what you're really into, but I really wouldn't go too far in there. And I'd probably take talent resets, which are really, really good. And of course, if you have some materials or material chests and stuff like that you want, those are going to be pretty good at a discount too. Don't change your spending habits though. It's really not worth it. Race against time. Kill barbarians as fast as you can to strike fear into your heart. This event happened last year as well. The way it works is you have 5 minutes to kill as many barbarians as possible. And the more you kill, the more time you get, all the way up to 9 minutes. And within 9 minutes, you have to kill as many barbarians as possible and gather points. The way the points work is the higher level barbarians you're killing, the more points you get. And this is pretty much an event where Yi Song-Ye is crucial because you really want his AoE to kill more barbarians while you're killing the one. It's an event that requires very heavy presence of cavalry to move fast on the map between the barbarians, as well as a Yi Song-Ye to do AoE damage. And of course, the more damage dealing commanders you have, the better. And of course, I'm not a fan of these types of events personally. It's a little bit of a grind. I like to get to the gold chest right here. These will probably give us more fireworks, and that's where I stop personally. But we have another little spoiler. What is Zenith of Power? I have no idea what that event is. Nobody mentioned it. Nobody said anything. Zenith of Power is an event that might be coming up too. A little bit of a spoiler. We're going to have to wait to see what we get out of it. But what is this? I mean, Thanksgiving Gathering too. I feel like this is really weird, right? And old, but whatever. The fact that there is something new in here interests me. And I also don't recognize that right there. So I'm interested in seeing some of these events that are coming up because it looks like there are a few of them that are kind of sprinkled as hints in here. The heavy hitter in here is point number 3. I've been hinting towards potential improvement changes in the migration system for a little bit now. It's not that I have insider information, not at all. It's just that it made sense. What Lilith Gaming love to do is they gather data, they analyze their data, and then they make changes. The amount of time that had passed since the last update they did to migration was long enough for them to gather data, analyze it, write the code, and get it deployed onto the best available deployment, which would have been update 28 in this case. Now, Since its release, immigration system has been really popular, so we've made some improvements to this feature. Well, it's almost like wanting to be in a better place is not a popular thing, right? Individual credits needed to buy passport pages in the Alliance shop have been reduced from 800,000 to 600,000. We all suggested this. This right here is the proof you guys need to know that Lilith Gaming listened to your suggestions. The thing about Lilith that you all need to understand is that they take your suggestions, they gather data to see if your suggestion will have a good impact. Only then they start coding and then deploying. Only the process of coding, testing, and putting it in the best available deployment can take a month or two, even more. So to think that they also need to gather the data and all that, it is why things take so long. I understand all of you want to get it right here, right now, because that's what this generation's all about. But it doesn't work like that, and thankfully we finally got it. I've been saving my individual coins for maybe that, although I've been getting some of these civilization changes, but still very good for free-to-play players. It helps out a little bit. 25% discount is kind of huge. On top of that, governors with less than 35 million power now require less passport pages for immigration. Fantastic. No idea what is less. It could be one less, or it could be much more less, I guess. We'll have to see. We've asked support. Support has no clue how much it's going to be, which is kind of weird, but still. One thing worth to mention about this, by the way, is that if you are grinding individual point credits, you can get 20,000 a day from flags, from being inside flags, one troop flags. You can get 10,000 from helps every day, and you can get about 10 to 15,000 from the Alliance donations. So overall, you can do like a good 40,000+ coins a day. So within 30 days, you can really get up to a good 2 to even 3 of these passport pages a month. Remember that when you're doing, for example, Archivists, you get some of those coins that give you individual credits, and there are other ways to get those coins through like events and things like that. So it'll give much more value to individual credits, especially for free-to-play and low spenders, which will also mostly enjoy this point. Kingdom's power is now calculated from the combined power of the top 300 governors instead of top 100. And each month, the king of the Imperium Kingdoms, the top 32 kingdoms in the highest power, can choose and accept one governor with 25 million power or more. If you don't know what is an Imperium Kingdom and what does 25 million power have to do with it, once you hit the top 32, people cannot migrate into your kingdom unless they are 25 million power or below. Now, back in the day, this was calculated based on the top 100 players, which meant that a kingdom could be a relatively dead or weak kingdom, but have 100 strong players in it, and it would become an Imperium Kingdom, which would lock it out. By increasing to 300 governors, it does give a better understanding of the overall health of a kingdom. There are two very, very big problems with this. Number one, the power rankings show you all the way up to 200. So what happens between 200 and 300? Do I have to take Lilith Gaming's word that they're doing the math correctly? How can I know what the top 300 governors in my kingdom are? Lilith, you have to increase that top 200 to top 300 so we can calculate and see where we stand. What you're telling us is that you can know 2/3 of what we use to calculate your kingdom power, and the rest you have to hope and pray that the math is right. That cannot happen. We need to see the top 300. And the second thing is, when Imperium Kingdoms were created, there were a good amount of kingdoms that were very, very healthy. Kingdom 93, Kingdom 196, Kingdom 59, Kingdom, I believe, like, what is it, 63, I think it is. There were 103, so many big kingdoms that were super healthy with a lot of strong power. And when you lock them up, they ended up with, like, for example, Kingdom 59, our 200th player is 51 million power. By calculating the top 300, you still keep us on the top of the Imperium. This change is fantastic for those Imperium Kingdoms that have 100 top stacked players. And those are the Imperium Kingdoms that groups migrated into. Groups such as Dragothian's group or Chiskol's group found these kingdoms that are a bit weaker so that they can get as many of their players as they can in there before they lock into that Imperium status. And Now those people will essentially be able to get, or in not only Dragothian and Chiskel, by the way, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those bottom 10 or 15, let's say, not even, bottom 10 Imperium kingdoms, that those will definitely switch with this and will give opportunities to get the kingdom a bit healthier in terms of the top 300 players. But this doesn't solve the issue of healthy kingdoms and even overcrowded kingdoms slowly dying off because you just don't let them bring in the players that they need to bring in. And I'm not looking for tier 5, 70, 80, 100 million power players, but players that are strong enough to be able to sustain more than one war. Now, this is kind of like, here's a consolation prize. We'll let you get one dude in at a time. But if your kingdom is dying slowly and steadily because people are running out of juice, are running out of troops, are running out of speed ups and all that, why would anyone want to go into a kingdom like that? One governor was not enough, Lilith. I think that the minimum that should be here is 5 a month. And that would allow kingdoms to build up their health slowly and steadily. Allow small groups of players to come in together, to play together. One person is just not enough. Other changes. During Arc of Osiris, governors can now tap on the Arc of Osiris icon on the top left corner of the screen to select the arc directly and use it. I believe use it means that if someone else is carrying it, the X's of the swords will appear, and if it's on the ground, it'll allow you to pick it up. Great optimization. I love it. It makes the whole Arc of Osiris spiel of being inside a crazy cloud of marches where you can find the arc much easier. And it will delay a lot of these arc plays for sure. We're going to be seeing much more of a bloodbath in the arc area than we've seen up to now. In the event panel, similar types of events will now be automatically sorted together. What is this? All I see here is more clutter on the screen that I need to scroll further down. I don't see value in this at all. At all. Do you guys see any value in this? I don't get that. Whatever. User settings. Governors can now choose to display or hide their own nickname when sending alliance gifts. What they mean by that is when you spend money and a gift is sent to your alliance, it says what pack you bought and who you are. This will keep you anonymous, which is good. I like it. Julius Caesar, Mehmed, and Fredrik are now added to the daily special offer bundle. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Why? Well, first and foremost, up to today, if you are a pay-to-win player who wanted to max these guys out, your only option, well, Julius Caesar was back in the day a mightiest governor commander. I don't think he is anymore. But back in the day, to get at least these two commanders maxed out, you would really have to spend legendary commander sculptures, which would be a slowdown for a pay-to-win player. Now, what you're saying is pay-to-win players, don't worry, you can max these guys out too by keep spending $6 a day. It devalues these commanders in the overall scheme of things. It, on top of that, makes gold keys even more obsolete, which, by the way, I don't think gold keys are obsolete even if all your commanders are maxed out. You get tons of resources, stars, XP books, and all these things. I always open them to get the stuff out of them. Even if it's only sculptures that I don't use, you'll exchange them later on. I don't really care about how much this affects gold keys more than I care about how much it increases yet again the gap between pay to win and free to play players, in the sense that these commanders had value because everybody had the RNG in their favor to an extent. So pay to win players might have more gold keys more often, but if they don't get lucky enough, they could max these out even after a free to play player. That could theoretically happen. So I'm not a fan of this at all. And on top of that, I like Freddy. I would spend money to get my Freddy leveled up. I will probably spend a little bit to get Julius. I don't know if expertise, but just a little bit stronger. Mehmed is one I completely don't see use for. And therefore, if I do end up expertising Julius Caesar, rest in peace, Fredrik. I'm not going through Mehmed for this. Governors can now buy even better the Hammer and Anvil bundles. So, what? More pay to win, faster equipment. Didn't we talk about the fact that we gotta keep these things balanced out? What this is essentially another way for a pay-to-win player to be able to progress much faster. And I'm starting to really worry about how much more faster things are getting for pay-to-win players, especially those who are willing to spend the big bucks. I understand that the Hammer and Anvil is the least valuable pack in terms of the percentage of stuff that you get in it, of goodies, that extra goodies that you get beyond the gems. But I kind of like the way it worked, and I really hope it's not too many more items, because we're going to start seeing some pay-to-win players with a lot of epic and legendary gear, and that's just going to be no good. Revamped all the attack sound effects of troops and all the sound effects of structures on the map. Revamped and enhanced the UI of some sound effects, and yet you still left that damn North Korea style intro sound effect for the game. I don't get it. I really don't. The character list can now be sorted by character power. This one's a question mark. We're still gonna have to see why. Added new animation effects to the game starting screen. Oh no. So now it's gonna be animated as well as make sound. Oh god. We like to hear what you think about the update. Disclaimer, screenshots are from the development version of the game. Specific skill stats are potentially subject to change. What do you guys think about the update? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I feel like this update is sort of for pay-to-win players is great, and for free-to-play players, it's like, kind of like, I'm gonna slap you with one hand and then I'll pat you gently with the other kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna decrease the cost of migration. Yeah, we're gonna decrease the cost of pages, but we're definitely going to make Julius Caesar, Mehmed, and Fredrik now pay-to-win type of commanders. And we're also going to give pay-to-win players more Hammer and Anvil stuff. So, I don't know. I'm not, not the most exciting update I've seen in Rise of Kingdoms. It's going to have a huge impact on the overall scheme of the game, both in terms of commanders and gear, in terms of migration, and in terms of different like events like Ark of Osiris, where things are going to shift up a little bit now that they added extra optimizations. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this very long video. I appreciate every single one of you who dropped a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications. Join the Discord and are always active within our awesome community. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Enjoy your rest of your day. Tomorrow, another Lost Kingdom 141 video. You don't want to miss that out. That's the one I told you with all the analysis you want to know about. I'll see you sooner rather than later. Take care.